Welcome, Giants. Good evening to you all. I'm humbled to host the first session of the Talking Drums Digest for the 2025 Freedom Year, our Year of Defense. The Talking Drums Digest simply is a review of the daily news that comes out from African Voice National Talking Drums. So we pick out certain news and we discuss, digest on it, provide solutions, provide our views on how things should be, how things should go forward, and we progress on that. So out of our talking drums today for the month in 2025, in January, we've picked 12 talking drums news, and we'll be talking on all of these. First one I want to begin with Ademola Lookman of the Nigerian Anatomy won 2024 CAF Men's Player of the Year. That was a Talking Drums news. And all that, first of all, I want to say about this is that it's a big congrats to the Nigerian Anatomy who have won continuously. We had Victor Osimhen winning, then from there, Ademola Lookman continuing in the C. And this is a good scene for them. And it shows that the Nigerian Anatomy is doing very well, very tremendously in sports. And we are happy as African Anatomy for Nigerian Anatomy's conquest and for their victory. Yes. But in as much as this is going on, it looks like currently the West African domain is where currently sports is shining because you go to Ghana, Nigeria, you go to Cameroon, you go to Togo, you less hear of countries within the Southern African enclave, countries like South Africa, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Angola, Mozambique, we don't really hear of their stars shining. And we believe that there must be an equitable terrain whereby everywhere we have people thriving in all areas, not only in football, but everywhere. But there's just a congratulatory message to Ademola Lookman for his conquest. Now we go on to the second news that we have, and that is Mr. Edgar Lungu of the Zambian Anatomy removed from restanding as a presidential candidate. Mr. Edgar Lungu. Edgar Lungu. Yeah, I know his name very well. I'm saying Edgar Lungu, yeah, of the Zambian Anatomy removed from standing as a presidential candidate. Now, every country has their own laws that they go by. And if they have their own laws they go by, they follow their laws. They follow suit to their laws, and every country's laws are definitely different from another country's laws. Yes. In Ghana, Mr. John Dramani Mahama was the vice president under Mr. Professor John Evans Atta Mills from 2009 to 2012 when Professor John Evans Atta Mills passed away. When Professor John Evans Atta Mills passed away, the vice president, who was Mr. John Dramani Mahama, had to take the seat of president. So he took the seat of presidency from 2012 to 2013. President Professor Evans Atta Mills did not finish his whole terrain. He did not finish. He died in 24th of July 2012. Yes, and Mr. John Mahama was in for the short while, for the few months in 2012 before standing in for the December 2012 elections, and he won. And he was in power from 2012 to 2016. Yes, he tried to stand as a presidential candidate for his party, the National Democratic Congress, but he lost to Mr. Nana Akufo-Addo. And Mr. Akufo-Addo was in power from 2016 to 2020 and from 2022 to 2024. And Mr. Mahama had a chance to stand again. He won the 2024 elections and he's currently the president for the Ghanaian Anatomy. Now, we have someone who is actually a freedom giant, Lawyer Ken Kranche, who took Mr. John Dramani Mahama to court saying that he couldn't stand on a third time to be the president of Ghana. And the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Mr. Mahama, saying that when Mr. Mahama was president, under Professor John Evans Atemo's terrain, because Professor John Evans Atemo's passed away, that wasn't his tenure of office. He was just standing in. So that did not count. So he only stood as a president once. That was from 2012 to 2016. The few months he stood in as president was not part of his tenure. So he wasn't a president. So he's been in for a first term. His second term is what he is in now. Now in Zambia, we had Mr. Edgar Lungu, who was also the vice president, I think between 2014, between I think 2012 to 2014 or so. But in 2014, I think that's when the president passed away, if I'm right. And he had to stand in as president. He was vice president. He had to stand in as president when his president passed away. And he became president of the Zambian Anatomy before losing the seat. He lost the seat. And they were looking forward to making, a party was looking forward to making him stand ahead for the 2026 elections. But it was taken to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said that when he was vice president and he stood in as president, when his president passed away, that counted. Laws differ in every country. But I feel strongly that if Africa wants to stand tall, we must be able to corroborate and collaborate and cooperate together and have relative constitutions, so that we keep on building on the Pan-African agenda, so that we are all on the same path, all on the same trajectory towards the new Africa we want to build. So that we don't have different policies, but we have integrated policies that are all working towards an equalized Africa in every terrain, in every location, in every territory of Africa. So be it in economy, be it in agriculture, be it in fisheries, be it in land, be it land tenure system, be it in everything, be it in town management, be it in education, be it in health, we all have the same agenda. Yes. We now go on to the next talking drums, and that's on Captain Traore of the Burkinabe Anatomy bans French and British judicial wigs. I think this is a very good policy and a law that's been instated under Captain Ibrahim Traore, who came to power in September 2022. In as much as he's been a coup d'etat leader, he's brought forth certain new practices that is shaping the Burkinabe anatomy. He's trying to instill a new Pan-African agenda, and we must think clearly about this. He wants the welfare of Africa. He's returned African identity. He's not trying to enslave us. He's not trying to work for his own parochial desires. So we must think in the long run and understand clearly. He came to Ghana to support Mr. John Dramani Mahama when he was being sworn in, and the whole Ghanaian anatomy was behind him, so congratulating him and celebrating him. Democracy should have its own relative decision. Democracy, in as much as if in a country we have leaders, for example, in Rwanda, we have President Kagame, who has been in power since 2003, and he could be in power till 2030. He goes for elections and he wins about 97, 98% of the votes in every elections. They vote for him, and he's leading the nation. And Rwanda is thriving in every area and angle of the economy. Every area, tourism, every area is bringing forth enough receipts. Every area, right from health, the people don't migrate to other countries. They are in there supporting the nation. He's trying to even bring forth, I think, a grand racing tournament in Rwanda, which will boost and bring people into their country. Education is phenomenal in Rwanda, and the people like him for who he is. So I think strongly that I feel clearly that, if Captain Ibrahim Traore deems fit to lead the country, we should think twice and think deeper about this. Right now in Niger, if I'm right, Captain Oligui Nguema is capable of standing as a president because the policy, the laws have been revised, and now military leaders could also run as presidents. Let's go to the next talking drums, and that says the Togolese anatomy considers joining Alliance of Sahel States. The Alliance of Sahel States was formed in 2023 prior to the exit of the Malian anatomy headed by Captain Assimi Goïta, the Nigerian anatomy headed by Captain Oligo Nguema, and the Burkina Faso Anatomy headed by Captain Traoré. These countries all exited ECOWAS, and they felt like ECOWAS was being too harsh upon them because they ousted their presidents, and the sanctions were too harsh, and decided to form their own bloc. And now the Togolese Anatomy is also thinking of joining them, headed by Yasingbe, Foreign Yasingbe. Well, we should think about the revolution. Where's the revolution going towards? Where are we going towards? Where are the people going? Where are we heading towards? You know, we have BRICS, which is a new bloc, and developing countries are joining BRICS, and there's an emanation, there's an erection of a new citadel for economic development. The Alliance of Sahel States, are they something as rebel groups, or they are trying to restore or bring forth a Pan-African identity? Let's think about it. Let's think deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and clearer. We go to the next talking drums, and that's His Excellency Donald Trump sworn in on 20th of January as the 47th president of the American Anatomy. Yes, this was a man who was nearly put into prison, and he's back relentlessly. He's back, and he's now 47th president of the American Anatomy. We must think about his foreign policy towards Africa. And in the next days to come, we're going to dissect all of that and see how things will be. But we congratulate him for winning, for his conquest, and for his conquest. Yes, for his conquest. We also congratulate President Joe Biden for his tenure of office, and we congratulate President Donald Trump for winning the seat, coming back into his office. He's brought in a law whereby which was nullified by a lawyer. So yes, and the law was that if people give birth in America, initially when people give birth in America, these children are actually American citizens. But he wanted to ban that law because he thought that a lot of people were coming into America illegally. It's been that law he was trying to instill has been nullified. And he's brought forth diverse laws. He's nullified LGBTQ in America. And for me, I think that's a very good virtue because, of course, we have sex to come into the world. So if you feel like you're going to be involved in gayism and lesbianism to thrive, that's kind of nonsensical. We go to the next scene, and that's the Nigerian Anatomy joins the BRICS bloc as a partner country. That's phenomenal. Yes, as long as the interests will favor Nigeria and will not in a way subjugate Nigeria,